Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I wanted to try like a watercolor marble eyeshadow effect, and this is what I did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my videos. Anything I use will be listed down in the description box below. If you'd like to see how I do this, then keep on watching. So I've been wanting to try more artistic styles with my eye makeup. So I'm going to show you how I did this on this eye. The palette I'm going to be using is a Mehron makeup face paint palette. This is the Paradise Makeup AQ 8 color palette. It just has like basic colors in it. And I'm going to be using the blue shade, which I think it's just called dark blue in this. And I'm going to be using 3 different brushes for this. I'm going to be using a flat makeup brush. This does not have enough number, but it's just a Morphe flat brush. And then there's going to be a like medium pointed brush, and this is the Morphe M250-1 brush. And the last brush I'm using is, I know it's hard to see, but it's like a longer tipped fine brush, and it's the Glisten Cosmetics number 4 brush. I also forgot, I'm going to be using the Suva Beauty 610 brush as well, because I'm using 2 different colors. So I'm just using 2 pointed brushes for the colors. And I'll explain like which brush I'm using when I'm using, but I'm going to be interchanging them, so I'm not going to say it every single time. So I will tell you at the beginning, and then like I'm going to be interchanging them a lot. The first brush I'm going to be using is the M250-1 brush with the dark blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this blue shade on here just kind of randomly, but in the pattern that I kind of want the face paint to flow. Then with that flat brush, this has nothing on it but water, and I've heard you can use like setting powder. Just go over that color and just kind of spread it out. And this is going to create like the watercolor look, and I'm like spreading it out like pretty far, because then it'll take that color and lighten it up as it goes out. Because I want like the gradient of blues in there, I'm going to go back in with that 250 brush with more blue on it and just kind of put that color back in a little darker. Now that I kind of told you what I'm doing, I will explain like what made me think of this while I'm doing it. So I'm just interchanging these 2 brushes for the dark blue. But I thought of this because honestly it was like random. I was looking around my office, and my husband has his like TV screen in here, and he connects it to like his computer so he can play games and stuff while we're both in here. And it was going through like the desktop screen where it like, you know, it shows you different pictures and stuff. It was going through that, and it showed like this really pretty like marble picture, whatever, like painting or something. And I was looking at it, I said, you know, that would look really, really cool as an eyeshadow. And so I started thinking of like how I would do it, and how like I would even go about like trying to create something like that. So I started looking online. I looked on Pinterest, is usually my go-to because like there's just lots of ideas, but Pinterest is like my go-to. So I was looking on Pinterest, and I found this one person. I'm gonna look up her name really quick because I really want you guys to know who this is, because her makeup is so cool. Her name is Pale Canvas. She's on Instagram. That's where I found her and like started looking at her videos and stuff, or like her pictures. But she did like this watercolor effect, and I started watching her videos and learning how to do it. So I learned how to do it from her, and I'm just like, this is the first time I'm trying it. So definitely check her out because her stuff is it's so cool. Like it's so pretty. And like that's what I really would like to be able to do. But I learned from watching like one of her videos, because she does like 1 or 2 different ones. So that's where I learned this and where I figure out how to do it. So now I'm just sharing it with you guys and just practicing it, because I think I just learned a new skill and I'm really excited about it. Like I really thought this was going to be a train wreck, but so far I think it's going pretty cool. Going in with that white shade with the 610 brush by Suva Beauty, I'm going to use this to start putting in that white shade. Using that same flat brush with a little bit of water on it, I'm going to use this to kind of blend that white into the blue. And this can also take some of that face paint off, because it comes off with water, because it's water activated, so it'll come off with water. So you want to try to make sure you're not using too much water unless you're just wanting to like clean up or like blend it out a lot. So just be careful with the water, because I like kind of made a couple mistakes over here when I did it. But just be careful with the water and just use it to your advantage. Seeing something and I don't remember what it was. With hers, she used, I think, a powdered pigment. I tried to look up what she was using, but I wasn't really for sure exactly what it was. But I am using face paint because I don't have like powdered pigments, and I didn't know if it would work the same. And I know that face paint you can blend out pretty well with water. She was using something specific, I don't remember what it was, so I just thought that maybe this would kind of work the same, and so far it is. And I do have like a setting powder specifically for this face paint. I can't find it, so we might not be using it, but I do have a specific setting powder that's supposed to help make this stay, so that's why I'm using this. But she also uses, she's stuck with one color. I don't have very many. This is the only face paint palette that I have. So these are the only colors that I have. So I mixed white and blue because I thought that was a really pretty like combination. You can pretty much do this however. Using that Glisten Cosmetics No. 4 brush, I'm using this brush in the dark blue to just put some fine lines in there. And I'm just randomizing this until like it looks good. Because again, you can also wipe it off with the water and kind of blend it out if you're not a fan of how it went in. Can't tell you how excited I am like about learning how to do this, because this is so much fun. And I thought I was going to be sitting here for hours trying to figure this out, and honestly this is probably one of the easiest things I've learned to do. But it looks so cool and like complicated, like you spent forever on it. But trust me when I tell you that like this eye took me maybe 20-30 minutes, because I had to figure out what I was doing, and then like to actually do what I wanted, like it took like 20-30 minutes total. And for something like this that I thought would take a while, that's not a long time. So I'm not exactly trying to make it match the other eye, because I don't think that's going to be possible. But this one does have more of my skin tone in it, so I'm going to take a little bit more water and kind of wash away some of this color and kind of shear it out. And then I'll just blend it out a little bit more, but I want some of my skin tone in there. Then I'll just take it and go back in with some of that color, so it's not just like a blank spot. Going into the white shade with that same Glisten Cosmetics brush, I'm gonna put some of those white streaks in. Just anytime that I feel like I've added too much, I will just blend it out with that flat brush. And this will blend it into that blue. And honestly, it's watercolor, so like it's supposed to look kind of, messy's not necessarily the right word that I would like to use, but it's not supposed to look perfect. It's supposed to be kind of blended and like washed out and like different colors. So like you can easily fix it and change the way it looks. It honestly makes me think of the ocean. Like I created an ocean on my eyelid. The only thing I am worried about using this watercolor or this face paint, I don't really know how well it's going to work on my eyelids, because I have my eyelids crease, because I have like a crease in the middle of my eye, so I don't know if this watercolor will hold up to creasing. I'm not really for sure. I've not really used it very much, so I guess we'll see how it holds up through the day. But it'll teach me something. It'll show me how better to use it and what I can use it for. So if I want to do this like another time, then like I'll know to actually get some like pigments that maybe something like she used, and try some other product that'll stick better. But for now, I'm gonna try this and see how it holds up. Okay, so I am done with the eyes. I think they look really, really cool, and I'm really excited about them. So I do want to create this into like a makeup look, so that I can like wear out in the day. So I am gonna go ahead and finish like my under eyes and put lipstick on and everything. I have already done my base because I knew I was gonna be going up pretty far, and I wasn't using any eyeshadows other than what's like gonna go under my eyes, so I didn't think I would have any trouble with fallout. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the makeup look for you. The closest blues I have to this face paint is from the James Charles palette by Morphe. And I'm using a 562 brush going into the shade Playground, and I'm just gonna lightly blend this under my eye. So that shade doesn't match very well, it's too light, so I'm gonna try a different shade, and it's gonna be Brother Off camera, for mascara, I use their Real by Benefit. For tight lining, I use the Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Black Bean. For my waterline, I use the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. I bet if I had like a blue one to match like this face paint color, if I tight lined with that blue, that would have looked really cool. For highlighter, I'm gonna go with my favorite highlighter. It's the Nikkie Tutorials Highlighter Trito, and I'm gonna use the shade Glazed Donut. And I'm gonna put this on the inner corner. That way I can have a really bright inner corner. I'm gonna do it on my brow bone, and we'll sit on my eyebrow. Something Pale Canvas did for her, like a watercolor look, she added like a gold like glitter in it. I don't have any like golds like that because it looks more like a liquid. I guess she mixes it with a base, a liquid base. That way it turns into, I guess it would be like a liquid eyeshadow. I'm not really for sure what you would call it, but she like turned it into a liquid eyeshadow and she was able to kind of put that on there. I wanted to do that, but I didn't think I had anything that I could use that would give the same effect. I think that would have added to the color a little bit more, but I just didn't have one. So that's an idea too if you're wanting to do something like this. Highly recommend putting like a liquid gold shimmer, or like even a silver would be really, really cool. Taking a 510 brush, I'm just gonna put some highlighter on my cheekbones. I am bringing it up a little bit, but not a lot, because I'm not wanting to disturb what's going on right there. I can't explain to you how excited I am that I was able to do this, and like I'm actually really, really happy with the way it turned out, because like my last video, I'm gonna like emotion dump on you guys. The last video kind of killed my confidence. I might be being a little too hard on myself, which I feel like I am a perfectionist, so like if something doesn't look exactly like I would like it to, I do kind of get upset with myself, so I try to be patient. So I think I am being a little hard on myself. After last video, I was a little upset because I didn't think I could do stuff like this. And I know that I need to practice more, and that's the only way I'm going to be better at it. So like after actually doing this one, my confidence kind of went up a little bit more, so I'm not as upset at myself. Hopefully that helps somebody else feel a little bit better, because I know there's lots of people out there that are just like me, that if something doesn't look exactly the way you wanted it to, that doesn't always mean that it looks bad. Somebody out there will like it, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. So my confidence is a lot better. I know I'm like talking in circles, but the point of me saying that is like I feel a lot better with this look, and I'm really, really happy with it. So I could not find the Mehron setting spray that goes with this brand that's supposed to help keep that face paint on. So I'm just going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte, and hopefully that'll do the same thing. If not, I'll know to look for that setting spray, because I think there's also a setting powder that I have. Because I moved everything into a new room, kind of lost some stuff, so I'm still looking for stuff. For lip liner, I'm going to use the Eau Maquillage Carly Bybel lip liner in the shade Bybel. For lipstick, I wanted to stick with a nude because I thought it would look better with the blue, because I want the eyes to be the main point. So I'm going to be using the Warm Taupe Matte Lipstick by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I like hearing y'all's feedback, so please comment down below with anything you'd like to tell me or any future videos you'd like to see. Until next time, bye.